Hey guys, welcome back to JD Mods. I have a quick update video for you guys today. We'll be talking about the Civic a little bit. There's big plans coming for the Civic this upcoming weekend. There's going to be a vlog released about a new setup that's going to be going in it, along with the RSX, which a lot of people are asking about. But today I'm at my apartment in school and it's such a nice day outside here. So we're going to be doing some very cheap mods to my Civic that you can do to your car too. Probably going to cost me less than $20 and should make it look a little bit less of a 20-almost-year-old car. Alright, so unfortunately I did lots of stuff off camera this past weekend. So let me give you guys a quick walk around of what was already done and what we're going to be doing in today's video. So first of all, I guess I'll start around the rear of the car. Not too much to show back here. One thing I did, let me pop the trunk for you. So on this car here, basically what happened was water always drips down on these hinges. So the hinge here was very rusty. You could see the slight change in paint color. Basically I ground down the rust, painted it up, so now it looks almost stock. Same with that side there. That side I had to use a bit of Bondo, which is why it's a little rough. But now I can guarantee I'm not going to go and lose my trunk due to the rust. Nothing else basically had to be revamped on the back end there. And going around the side here, what I did just before I started this video, it was pretty boring so I didn't bother showing it. But there used to be this rubber coating on my door trim right there. But essentially the sun makes it peel off. So what I did is I took an X-Acto knife and cut it all off, exposing the metal underneath. I went ahead and did that to both sides. I'll show you guys some pictures of what it used to look like just on the screen here if I can find any. But basically it was peely, very common problem in old Hondas for whatever the reason. So I peeled it off and I'm going to go ahead and pick up some black paint to touch it up with. And the last thing I did off camera, this was also last weekend, was polish up the headlights. They used to be very dingy due to sun fading and bugs hitting them. And I got a kit from Canadian Tire that was a 3-step kit. I can make a how-to video, but there's tons online already. Basically, it starts with a 1500 grit wet sand, then 2000 grit wet sand, then 3000 grit wet sand, followed by a polish with like the toothpaste consistency polish, and it takes them very clean. And on this car the headlights are so big, if they don't look clean the car looks really dingy and old. Now in today's video we're going to be doing two more things. So when you look at the front of the car, it's all pretty clean due to the no rust, the clean headlights, and the good paint. But the two things that I want to do today is my window wipers are really rusty. As you can see there's just a bunch of brown surface rust on the whole thing. Obviously this cowling is plastic, so it's not rusty, but the wipers at both ends are just gross and rusty. And then also, moving down here to the front badge area, I have this SIR badge, and the one on the back I bought a replacement, but this one I couldn't really find any cheap replacements. So instead what I'm going to do is get some red paint and touch it up. Let's start with this since I have the paint in my apartment. Then I'll run to the store and grab the black paint for the wipers and also the strips on the side of my car. So I was able to find this red acrylic enamel paint. It's called Flat Red. It's for painting models. It should be good enough to hold up to the elements that you would expect from a car. Then using this little paintbrush, I'm going to go ahead and paint the badge right here, because as you can see, it's had a lot of sun fading. You can see lots of the dingy yellow plastic underneath the barely visible red paint. So I'm going to go ahead and touch it up off camera, trying to keep as much of the chrome on as possible, and then show you guys the final results. So before finishing all of the letters, I decided to show you guys part way after the first letter, and there's a quick before and after. Let's go ahead and finish painting the whole thing. There's the final product. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the black paint for the other items. So I just got back from Canadian Tire. I picked up this flat black rust paint As you can see, it's good for interior and exterior, bare or rusted metal. This is like the off-brand trim clad, so hopefully it looks and works okay. Let's go ahead and start with the cheaper and easier to replace parts, which are these two wiper blades. I'm going to go ahead and remove them with a wrench, put them on the cardboard box for easier painting, and get painting. So change of plans, they were so seized onto the bolts down here that the wiper blades wouldn't come off. So I took off the little plastic part of the blades themselves. Now we're going to go ahead and paint this while still on the car. Similar to the way I videotaped the badge, here's a quick before and after. With this one here not being done yet, you can see not only the rust but also the discoloration and fading of the black paint, the chipping down at the bottom here, just like that. And then here's the after, using that black paint I showed you, and I applied it using a foam brush. There's the top of it that used to be all rusty. Now you don't even have to buy yourself new wipers. Rods I should say, instead just give them a paint. And I've done this using a foam brush, which really makes it a nice finish, not much streaking. So let's go ahead and do the other one, then the final product. Now while the rod's dry, my very last job is to use the same paint and painting technique to paint the rails on the side of my car. And then once I'm done these, I will show you the entire final product before and after on what I was able to do to my car for around $20 to $30. Here is the final product. We'll start with the windshield wipers. I've reinstalled the rubber wipers and placed them back on my car. There's the final product. It's not perfectly dried since it's only been about 10 minutes, but there it is right there. Then moving on to the side parts of my car. Here's from about 5 feet away. You can barely tell it's not the original rubber. Even up close when it's fully dried, I don't think it's that noticeable that it's different. If I really don't like it in the sun, I might just do the whole thing in Plasti Dip, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. This side I got a little bit better at painting even. So you can see it's pretty uniform, didn't get any on the glass or the silver paint. I didn't even use any masking because that foam brush is really good at cutting in. So yes, there's the final overview of my car that I spent $30 mostly on paint and the headlight polishing kit. And as you can see, it looks a lot better than it used to. And not that I'm selling it, but if you were selling it, this would add a lot of value to the car. And anyway, stay tuned. I was planning on posting this video on Friday, so if you're watching this the day it comes out, stay tuned, because in the next few days we're going to be announcing the plans for this awesome Civic and Allie's RSX, including a lot of turbos and newer motors. So stay tuned for that. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.